Since I don't have my N-scale programming track yet, I just have this kind of jury rig to my programming track for the HO scale track, 00 scale track. So here is, I don't know if you can see that or not, I might have to move back a little bit, okay. May not be totally level, but so if I want to read that and see what programming loco address it has now, I hit the read button. Oh, you have to actually touch it. And it tells me that it is currently programmed with value 3. But I want that to be 53. So I'm going to tell it OK. Backspace to delete the 3 and type in 53 and say program CV1, and it programmed it just fine. So now it has loco address 53, and I'll also ask it to read it, and it verifies that it has loco address 53. So I'd say we're good to go. All 3 of the new bits of rolling stock are now programmed with their appropriate loco addresses so that they'll know when their command comes down the track. Now back over to the Colorado Western. What I'm working on today is establishing the bus that will run the layout. I've run wires both ways down the leg, across the floor in a expansion crack, and over and up the leg of this right here to where my Z21 sits. And I'm going to hook into it. And I'm going to run both layouts off the same control system. And fortunately, I was wise enough to label the lines coming out of it when I originally installed it. One goes to the programming track and the other is the mains. And these wires I'm going to connect to the mains. Back in a minute. I'm under the table so I can connect the wires. One thing I highly recommend is a headlight. So you can illuminate things and see what you're doing. So I'll go ahead and get this hooked up and I'll be back with you. Well, just to verify that everything's working properly, and it seems to be. Get it dialed in here. No collisions so far. Get them separated by half a circle and we'll notch it down just a tad. Yeah, pretty close. Before I can really start planning the track plan in earnest, I need to know if this will go around a narrower radius than the 11-inch fixed radius curves that I have been running it on. So I put it on the inside radius, and it doesn't go all the way around. It stops at both ends, and I've just hooked it up with my alligator clips. But let's see if it'll run. And it seems to run fine. So that answers that. I can now start planning a layout that involves an 11-inch radius. Here, I'll pick up the camera. That involves an 11-inch radius for the outside curves, and an inside curve that's about, I don't know, let's measure that. Since I can't find my plastic ruler, I will have to use my calipers. This way I won't short the track. So that is approximately 25 millimeters. So roughly an inch. So that would indicate that if this is 11-inch radius, then this is 10. I can lay it out. Perfect. I'm having to use the Braille method to check for any protruding nails or mis-splices. This is a cassette. I'm calling it a cassette. Probably need to fasten that down. This is going to go in the back. And I thought it would be a lot easier to put the track down and everything while it was out in the front and easy to get to. I'm just checking to make sure that there aren't any protruding nails that I forgot to set, and that all the splice plates are good. Right now I'm going to try testing. I'm going to put the loco on there and run it down and see if it works okay. This has been run in. I'm fully connected to my T21. I think that's on the track. Seems to be running fine. It required the magnifying glasses, but I solved it. It was the tender. Track's not too straight, but seems to run on it fine. And that's all that matters for this. Nobody's going to see it. I put the cassette in place, and then I checked the level on it, and I determined it was a little out. The board is a little twisty. So I went down through and put shims in it and tried to level it up as best I can. level enough, I believe. Maybe a eighth of a bubble within level all the way through. I'm hoping that's good enough because I'm not sure I could get it any better given the unevenness of all the wood. Even the plywood had some humps and bumps in it once I cut it. And without going to furniture grade plywood, which I'm unwilling to pay for, this was about $34 a sheet, and the furniture grade was $65, and to me it didn't really seem worth it. Although, you know, maybe it would be, but I can make do with this. I'm used to working with it because Farland is totally made out of it, and it did have some humps and bumps, but I worked them all out. I'll fit this final back seam at this end behind you, and I'll go from there and work on a track plan. I'm painting. This is just regular interior flat house paint. That I've thinned down considerably. And I'm just more or less slapping it on. I'm really only concerned about having paint down where the track's going to be. The rest of it I don't really care about, but I don't know for sure where exactly all the track might be, so I'm going to go ahead and paint a big swath of it. Well, the first track on the board is laid now, and I'm gluing it with foam tack. According to something I read somewhere, it works for that. I know that if you put nails, if you use track nails down into the foam, the motors will pull them up, and before you know it, you're hitting them, and you're getting derails or stopped trains. So you can't really use nails unless they're really long and go all the way down into the substrate. I don't know how you'd drive something like that. So I'm just doing this. As soon as I get this glued on, I can go ahead and put the back seam on right here.